Hello friends, welcome to our channel. Have you ever seen someone who always wins in life, no matter how impossible the situation is? No matter what they do, success follows them like a shadow. This is the story of such a man who believed that luck was stronger than hard work, stronger than destiny itself. His name was Lucky, and he truly believed that no one in this world could ever defeat him. Lucky had a very different way of thinking. While others believed in effort, practice, and patience, he believed that everything in life was controlled by unseen forces. According to him, if a person could understand those hidden forces, they could control their future without any struggle. He used to say that hard work was just a distraction, something that keeps people busy while the real game is being played behind the scenes. Many people laughed at him, but those who saw him play never dared to question him again. One night, inside a grand and luxurious casino filled with bright lights and loud excitement, Lucky sat at a table where a massive game was about to take place. The atmosphere was tense, and people gathered around to witness what felt like history in the making. The amount of money placed on that table was huge, more than anyone had ever seen before. Sitting opposite Lucky was a skilled player named Rohan, a man known for his confidence and sharp mind. But that night, even Rohan looked nervous, as if something was not right. As the game reached its final round, the tension in the air became unbearable. Rohan looked at his cards and felt a sudden burst of confidence. Without thinking twice, he pushed all his money forward and called for a final showdown. When he revealed his cards, the crowd reacted instantly. It was a strong hand, almost impossible to defeat. Rohan smiled proudly, believing that victory was finally his. But Lucky remained completely calm, his face showing no emotion at all. With a slow and confident voice, Lucky said, "No one can beat me today. Do you know why? Because my name is Lucky." Then he placed his cards on the table, and in that moment, everything changed. The crowd fell silent. Rohan's smile disappeared, and shock filled the room. Once again, Lucky had won. It was as if he already knew the result even before the game began. Later that night, Rohan sat with Lucky, unable to control his curiosity. He kept asking how Lucky managed to win without fear, without doubt, and without even checking his chances. Lucky did not give a direct answer. Instead, he pointed towards another table and calmly said that a man in a red shirt would win the next game. Rohan watched carefully, and within moments, that exact thing happened. That was the moment when curiosity turned into fear. Broken and desperate, Rohan begged Lucky to help him. He had lost all his money and had nowhere left to go. He wanted that power, that control over fate, no matter what the cost was. Lucky agreed, but he warned him that this was not something ordinary. He said that this power required courage, and if fear took over even for a second, it could cost him his life. Even after hearing this, Rohan accepted without hesitation. The next night, at exactly midnight, Rohan drove to a lonely cremation ground outside the city. The place was silent, dark, and filled with a strange and heavy atmosphere. Every sound felt unnatural, and every shadow looked alive. Lucky was already waiting there, as if he had been expecting him. Without wasting time, he handed Rohan a hammer and a long iron nail, and then pointed towards an old grave. Lucky told him that inside that grave was the body of a man named Lucky, and if he wanted to gain true luck, he had to dig it out and hammer the nail into the corpse's head. Hearing this, Rohan felt a deep fear rising inside him. His mind told him to run away, to leave everything behind, but his desire for power was stronger than his fear. Slowly and hesitantly, he began to dig. As he reached the coffin and opened it, his entire body froze. The dead body looked disturbingly real, as if it was watching him. His hands started shaking, his breathing became heavy, and fear completely surrounded him. For a moment, he wanted to stop, but then he remembered everything he had lost. Gathering all his courage, he closed his eyes and struck the nail into the corpse's head. In that instant, A strange and terrifying silence filled the air, and everything went black. The next morning, Rohan woke up in his room, sweating and confused. He tried to convince himself that it was all just a nightmare. But suddenly, a voice echoed in the room, calling him lucky. His heart started racing, and a sharp pain spread through his head. When he touched it, he felt something unusual, something that should not have been there. The voice returned, darker and more terrifying than before. It told him that from that moment, he was lucky. He now had unlimited luck, the power to win anything and control his destiny. But there was a price. The voice revealed itself as a dark entity, something that survives by feeding on human life. In exchange for luck, it would slowly drain his energy and blood, turning his life into a slow nightmare. Rohan realized the truth too late. This was not a blessing, it was a curse. And the only way to escape was to pass it on to someone else. With trembling hands, he took out the note that Lucky had given him. The message sent chills down his spine. It thanked him for freeing the previous host and warned him to find the next victim before his own life ended. Days passed, and Rohan began to win everything in life. Money, success, and respect followed him everywhere. People called him the luckiest man alive, but no one could see the truth behind his smile. Inside, he was slowly breaking. His body became weak, his mind filled with fear, and that voice never left him alone. Now, he walks among people, searching for someone desperate enough to believe in shortcuts, someone who values luck more than life itself. Because only then can he finally be free. So think carefully. If someone offers you unlimited luck, will you accept it? Or will you walk away before it is too late? Because sometimes the greatest victories come with the darkest consequences. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.